If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You is out in theaters, written and directed by Mary Bronstein, starring Rose Byrne, Conan O'Brien, and A$AP Rocky. It's been nominated for an Oscar in the Best Leading Actress category for Rose Byrne. The film is a heavy, dark psychological drama that could also reasonably be described as a horror film about being a parent. We follow Linda, a middle aged woman who is struggling to keep things together. Right at the beginning of the film, the ceiling in her apartment caves in and she's literally flooded from the upstairs apartment, which is a pretty good metaphor, by the way, for being figuratively flooded with all the other stuff in her life. Anyway, she and her sick daughter are forced to move out into a motel. She then has to deal with caring for the daughter, balancing her work as a therapist for various annoying or crazy people, going to therapy herself and working with a therapist who's clearly not good for her. The husband is absent for work, but he's constantly calling, shouting into the phone about stuff. The daughter's doctors are pushing for a meeting. The motel staff is unhelpful. It all piles on endlessly. It is 1 hour, 53 minutes of pure anxiety, panic, annoyance, overwhelming events. The film doesn't stop. In every scene, Linda is either dealing with someone in person, or her phone is going off, or the baby monitor for her daughter is going off. There is no peace, no time off, no moment of rest. The film is very oppressive in that sense. And this is the fascinating part for me, the character of Linda is multidimensional because on the one hand, yes, you do sympathize with her plight and with all the stuff she's drowning in. But on the other hand, her behavior is sometimes rude, sometimes reckless, and sometimes downright dangerous and irresponsible for the daughter. I mean, she keeps drinking wine, she keeps leaving the daughter alone, she's very abrasive to other people. So it's this really interesting dynamic where part of her behavior can be explained by her being pushed too hard, but part is simply inexcusable. And yet you gotta ask yourself, well, maybe I would break too in these circumstances. Maybe it would be too much for me as well. The pacing is impeccable. The performances are great. Rose Byrne is monumental and deserves the Oscar. I think both Conan and A$AP Rocky are very unexpected in their respective roles. There is some very dark humor in the film, and it did make me laugh a good couple of times. I liked the psychedelic imagery of the ceiling hole, which is never quite fully explained in the end. I liked the filmmaking choices. I mentioned Linda being nonstop assaulted by someone or something. There's also the deliberate choice to have her daughter's face be absent from the film right up until the very end. She's this disembodied, annoying voice, which is meant to show how Linda views her as an object to deal with, to take care of, and only at the very end she begins seeing her own daughter as a human being. I thought it was fantastic. It had exactly the type of energy that I hoped to find in Marty Supreme. Frantic, chaotic, relentless, and almost hopeless. One of the better films of the year so far.